Alabama football continuing preparations this afternoon for the SEC championship game against SEC East Division champion Florida, set for this Saturday night in Atlanta. The Crimson Tide is a 17-point favorite against the Gators. We'll have more on the game tonight on the news at 10. Good evening, I'm Gary Harris. Alabama rolls into another top-rated signing day class. Details on that coming up in a moment. But first, there were some local signings today. Let's go over to American Christian Academy. KAMARI LASSITER signed his plan with the Georgia Bulldogs in the ACA gym. 6 feet, 185 pounds. He committed to Georgia back in October during the school's homecoming. He plans to play cornerback. He played on both sides of the ball at American Christian. He's returning home because he's originally from Savannah, Georgia. Kirby Smart's 2021 class ranks 3rd nationally, and LASSITER is appreciative of his time at ACA and eager to get to Athens and get to work playing for the Bulldogs.
ACA has done a lot for me. I think this is one of the best moves of my life, just coming here and being around this. It's like a college level atmosphere. Coach Melly, he does a really good job of preparing us for the next level, and I think that I'm eternally grateful for ACA. Well, I plan to go in and not let anyone outwork me, and I think that my work ethic is something that stands out. So, I mean, I'm going to work hard, learn the playbook, and hopefully make some plays.
A big day at Central High School. Markellius Furr, running back, signed with Bethune-Cookman University in Daytona Beach, Florida. Bethune-Cookman plays in the SWAC, or will next season. He played free safety and running back at Central. He's a dynamic player. Edward Smith, 6'2", 265-pound defensive end, signed with South Alabama. He had been committed to USA since August. He's a 2-time All-State player, and in 2020 was ranked a preseason top 50 player in the state. Smith's dad is a Mobile native, so he is headed home, or at least to his dad's home. Northridge High School has had two athletes sign in the early period. Jags volleyball player Mary Morgan Formby signed with UAB, and Mary Catherine Lee will attend Huntington College in Montgomery and play on the women's golf team. Formby plays both setter and outside hitter for Northridge volleyball. She's been committed to UAB since 2019. This past season, she helped the Jags reach Birmingham in the Class 6A quarterfinals of the state tournament. Lee and the Northridge women's golf team captured a high school state championship in Class 6A in 2019. Lee earns an academic merit scholarship to Huntington. The Hawks are Division III and don't offer athletic scholarships, but she's going to play some good golf down there. Now to Alabama. The Crimson Tide could wind up signing as many as 24 or 25 prospects before the early signing period is over. We're going to highlight some of the in-state guys that inked with the Crimson Tide and Nick Saban, and we begin with the state's top prospect, JaQuincy Kool-Aid McKinstry from Class 6A state champion Pinson Valley High School. He was a two-way player in high school with outstanding ball skills for the cornerback position. He'll also play basketball for Alabama. He was named the MVP of the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Game as well as the 6A state championship game. He picked off 6 passes during his junior year. As a senior, he caught 45 passes for 706 yards and 11 touchdowns. I told you he can play on either side of the ball. Alabama's always building depth in the secondary, and Kool-Aid should make a legitimate push for early playing time. He was recruited by Carl Scott and plans to enroll early at Alabama, meaning he'll be there in January.
I feel good. Now I can finally focus on what's more important, and that's to get to the next level, which is the league. Everybody knows what Bama can do for you outside of football, outside of any sport. So, I mean, that was very important, and I feel like Bama can take care of anybody lifelong.
Staying in the Birmingham area, Ramsay interior defensive lineman Tim Keenan signed with the Crimson Tide today. He is a classic nose tackle, but can be more than a run stuffer and has shown the ability to collapse the pocket on pass plays. As a senior, he was credited with 23 tackles, 7 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries before sustaining a season-ending knee injury against Pleasant Grove. He plans to enroll this coming summer. He was recruited to Alabama by Carl Scott. Let's head south to the capital city of Montgomery and Lee High School defensive line standout Anquin Barnes. Barnes committed to Alabama in April. The big lineman, who checks in at 6'5" and 320 pounds, is ranked as one of the state's top 20 players. Given that UA took him so early, it's safe to suggest that maybe he's underrated by national services. He racked up 55 tackles and 6 sacks as a junior. He played both ways again as a senior and was credited with 14 pancake blocks. Mike Royer asked me what a pancake block is. It's when you come off the line of scrimmage and just flatten your opponent. Hence the pancake. He plans to enroll in the summer. Barnes was recruited by Charles Kelly.
Every time I went to Alabama, it felt like it was family. It felt like that was the right place to be. And not only I see what they put in the league, I see what they produce. That's what brings me. That's how I want to be. And when I first went up there, I think 9th grade to Alabama versus LSU. I'm ready to work. Roll Tide.
And coming up tonight at 10, Nick Saban will comment on this Alabama signing class. I'll see you then. Lynn and Richard will be back with more of the news at 6 right after this.